it's a big dark world. You don't need to know about that. Don't need to know about that. I'll protect you with my lies. You don't need to know about that.
Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. Oh, hi, Fluffies. What, you jealous? Good morning, you guys. Please excuse all of this. We're gonna fix it in a minute, but welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat, and I'm a flight attendant with a major US airline. So I'm super excited to make this video with you guys. I'm gonna be taking you through a day in my life, which I love, as well as I am finally going to be addressing the big ol' elephant in the room. I have kind of prided myself on being honest and open with you guys about a lot of things, and I feel like when it comes to this certain situation, I've really been trying not to say anything. I've been trying to just let it slide under the rug and pretend that it's not there, that I don't see it. But I just feel like if I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now about flight attendant life, what it's like to be a flight attendant and everything going on, I've got to talk about it. But before we get into all of that, I actually need to bid. So tomorrow I go back on reserve. I'm good for 2 days. So August is going to be my reserve month. I'm hoping it goes a little bit better than June, because June was wild. So let's go ahead and bid for some trips. Hopefully they have some good stuff in open time, and then we're gonna be having a good old fun day.
Just let me love you. Just let me love you. Just let me love you.
Okay, so I went through all of the trips, and you guys, I'm not even gonna lie, there is nothing good. Like nothing. It was all like really long days, 10-hour layovers, and I was like, So I'm going to roll the dice. I'm gonna play the game. We are going to let them assign me something. I'm gonna try to just stay on call. We're gonna see, we're gonna see how good I get at this. So may the odds be forever in our favor. But Chip is out right now getting a haircut, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, and then we're gonna start making breakfast. Okay, so I finished getting ready. Chip actually texted me saying he's on his way home finally from his haircutting appointment. So I'm gonna go ahead and start making the two of us breakfast. And then we are actually going over to Carrollton to go to H Mart.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you.
Mr. Handsome arrived. Let's see your fresh cut. Ooh,
Come and see what you've been missing on a little slice of heaven. It's the only place we're living. It's that West Coast point of view.
So while I was cooking in the kitchen, you may have recognized our brand new toaster. So this toaster is actually by Biding, which I want to go ahead and thank them for sponsoring today's video. I'm obsessed with this toaster. This is the #1 item that I'm excited to take into our brand new house because I know it's an absolute showpiece. It is going to make our kitchen look so good. We chose it in the mint color because we do have a lot of our kitchen stuff in mint, but they do have a lot of different color options, as well as just a stainless steel option if you're not into the colors. But not only is this toaster stunning to look at, but it's also very functional, and here's why. So as you can see here, it does have different settings on it as well as over here, and one of the awesome settings is actually this bagel and muffin setting. So when you go to the top, you can see it has these extra wide slots, and it does have 4 of them, and you can toast anything from wide bread to bagels to English muffins. It all fits in here. And one of the cool things with the bagels is it actually toasts on both sides initially, and then it just toasts on the cutting side of the bagel, so you can really enjoy that crisping side of the bagel. So another awesome feature of this retro toaster is the fact that it has a removable crumb tray. And you guys, this is a game changer. So our last toaster, I used to put it on the counter and there would just be crumbs everywhere. And then when I would go ahead and put it in the cabinet, because it was not nice to look at, I would just have crumbs filled in my cabinet. but not anymore. Another thing is the Biden toaster also has a high lift lever, especially if you have kiddos. This is perfect for you because you can easily press down or you can push upward. So any small bread or just bread in general that you don't want your kids or anybody sticking their fingers into the toaster and burning them, you don't have that problem anymore. Now that I've gone ahead and shown you my new Biden toaster, I also want to show you my new glass portable tea bottle. So first and foremost, it does have this really high quality material on it. So this keeps your hands from burning when it is filled with hot liquids. It also does have this very innovative tea basket, and you go ahead and put as much tea in here as you would like, and it actually does connect to the lid, or you can separate them so it's easier to clean. But while it's connected to the lid, it actually allows for controlled brewing time. So when the bottle is upright, the water and tea separate, but when the bottle is turned upside down, the water and tea blend and have contact for steeping. So if you want to shop any of the Biden products that I have shown you today, or any of their products in general, go down to my description box and click the link. You can also use my code CAT10, and this will offer you 10% off not only the products that I have shown you today, but across all of their products, the entire site. Once again, thank you to Biden for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into it.
Oh, hi babies, you guys being cutesy. You're trying to be cute so we don't leave. Is that what's happening?
So Chippy and I ended up chilling for a bit, finishing our teas, and now we are gonna go ahead and head to H Mart. You excited?
On the run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. That's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight.
So we just got back to the car. It's about 4:15 right now. I think we got some pretty good stuff, don't you think?
Yes.
We got a Milkus to try because we heard they were really good. While we were in there though, I got my schedule for tomorrow. So it looks like I'm just gonna be on call from 2 to 2. I don't know exactly what number I am yet, but I'll figure it out. They're pretty much going through everybody because at 10 a.m. when I went to bid today, there wasn't a single person left on reserve. So I'm pretty sure at one point or another, they're going to give me something. Hopefully I'll find out tonight so I can pack and be ready for it, but pretty much it's just a waiting game.
Mama, you go potty. Mama, go potty. He's so sweet.
I feel so bad. We just got home and I took the dogs outside, and then a huge thunder came on and scared both of the dogs, and now they're freaking out a little bit.
He hates thunder. Oh, jealous mama. Hi, baby. He hates the thunder.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I got, and then I'm gonna go cuddle with him because he's a little scaredy cat and he does not like the thunder and he just needs some extra love. Kick us off, I guess we'll show you what Chip got, and he opened it from the bottom. He's notorious for doing this. The honey butter chips. I had one of these and it tastes like a biscuit. They taste pretty darn good, but they don't taste like chips.
Oh. But they're really good.
He also managed to find his way into these. As we can see, he left the edits behind.
Wait, I rechecked this for you guys.
Other than Chippy's snacks and trash over here, which I did take a sip of this. I have to be careful because I'm lactose intolerant, but this is phenomenal. It kind of has like a sherbet taste, and you know, it's a hard sell to sell me on milk, yogurt, carbonated soda, but actually recommend it. If you're not lactose intolerant, pick this up. So I picked up some of these collagen essential lifting and firming masks. Then me and Chip have been on a huge tea kick lately. We have been drinking so much tea. So he wanted to try this one. He said it looked really good. And I went ahead and picked up this one. So this is the Korean red ginseng tea. I've heard phenomenal things about red ginseng and its health benefits and what it can do for you. And then we have some seasoned cucumber, which if this is what I think it is, it's so good. You just like kind of eat it by side like a side dish, and it's so yummy. I love cashews, and so I just wanted to grab some healthy fats and some nuts Then last but not least, we got some spicy sprouts. I thought this would be really, really good on some avocado toast and put some sprouts on top. So that's what I picked up for myself. So we can clearly see Chip and I went on a very different path on this trip. So I'm gonna go ahead and go get changed into something more comfortable. Then you and I can sit down and have a conversation about everything that is going on, the good, the bad, the new, the ugly, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and start putting some stuff away. Look at all of this rain. It's raining hard now. Okay, so you're gonna know the tone of the video is about to change. And I came in here and I found this little corner. I know it's not the most aesthetic. I know it's probably whitewashed out here. I'm probably yellowy orange or whatever, but I wanted to find somewhere private and quiet to have a very personal one-on-one conversation with you guys. I even closed the door so we can just talk very one-on-one, very friend to friend. You know, I've been avoiding this conversation for a long time, very intentionally, just because I always want to bring you guys positivity. Like, I hate when I have to bring bad news or something that is unfortunate, because I just know, I know you guys have a life outside of me and my YouTube channel, and I know you guys go through your own things and your own hardships, and I want to be your escape from reality. I want to bring you positivity and you love and you joy and you excitement to watch my videos. I don't ever want to bring somebody or make somebody feel negative or bad or anything, but on the other hand, I have prided myself on being very honest and transparent with you guys about so many things. Like, obviously I do have my own privacy, my own reservations of stuff that I don't want to bring to the channel, but I try to keep and have an open conversation with you guys. I try to keep it very honest. I try to keep it very transparent. And I feel like I haven't been doing that just because, like, I didn't want to be the person to be like the bearer of bad news of what's really going on. But I actually did set this. I want to go ahead and say this. This is not when you're seeing it. Like, when I filmed everything else, this is actually like a few days later, because I did film on that day and filmed the conversation that happened there. There's two issues with that. Is one, it was thundering so loud, so it was super hard to hear, and I feel like the message didn't translate so well because of the distraction of the thunder. But secondly, a lot of events have transpired since I sat down and filmed it that time. You know, like, I feel like when I sat down and I filmed it the other day, it came from a place of sadness. And sitting here today, it's coming not just from a place of sadness, but also from a place of anger. And before I get into this, I do want to go ahead and preface this by saying, everything I am about to talk about is my opinion only. It does not necessarily reflect that of my company or anybody else. I always say that with anything that I talk about in any of my videos. They are my opinions, they are my views, they are my experience. They do not ever represent that of my company, and I want to go ahead and say that now, because this isn't going to deal with just my company. This is going to deal with the airlines and the airline industry and the flight attendants and all of us in general. It's every company, it's every airline. And again, this is just my personal opinion, nobody else's, and my experiences. Now, do I feel like a lot of people can relate to me? 100%. Pretty much everybody, I feel like, in this industry can relate to me in some aspect, but I am not going to be speaking on behalf of anybody. I can't put words into somebody else's mouth. So once again, just so we're very, very clear, everything I'm going to talk about is my opinion and from my experience. So, okay. So let's go ahead and start by saying the airline industry right now, especially coming from a place of a flight attendant, is 100% different. And you know, I've gotten asked a lot by you guys about what is it like flying after coming back from furlough and after the pandemic. I mean, I did fly through a lot of the pandemic before I got furloughed, but what is it like coming back from furlough? And this is where I've really tried to avoid it. I've gotten asked a lot about, are passengers harder to deal with and this other stuff? And again, I try to avoid it because I'm just like, I don't want to bring negativity. I don't want to put myself in that space and all that stuff. But I'm starting to get not just sad anymore. I'm starting to get angry. It's infuriating me that every single day there's a new news article and you can't run from it anymore. Every day there is a new news article of passengers not behaving, of people coming and buying airplane tickets and they're doing outlandish things like trying to open the doors in flight, trying to breach the flight deck, punching flight attendants, hurting gate agents, breaking computers, and all of this stuff. And it's just like, even in the last few days, Dallas had some really bad storms, but it wasn't just Dallas, a lot of places did. And my airline, as well as many airlines, were definitely affected by that. And some events really happened after that that were so uncalled for. And I wish that was just a single incident event, but unfortunately it's just not anymore. And it's sad, and it bothers me that I can no longer just come to my job to do my job. And it bothers me that, yes, I'm there for your service, and yes, I love interacting with people. I love dealing with that. Like, I love being in a customer service job. Like, I love people. I genuinely love people, and I like interacting with people. I like making jokes, and I am in love with this job. Like, I can't say it enough how grateful and how blessed, especially my company, because my company, especially through all of this, has really had our backs. You know, at the end of the day, my company is a huge airline, and when events happen, they have our backs. And you know, I unfortunately cannot say that for all airlines, because that has not been the case as it has with my company. But my company definitely has supported its workers, and they know what we're going through, and they try to relate as best as they can. They're trying to help out as best as they can, because the situation is just getting out of hand. You know, I am there to service you, but my primary job of being on that aircraft is to save your ass, to save your life. Sorry to throw that out there. My primary job is to save your life. And it's infuriating me that I can no longer go to work and feel safe. I am constantly on edge, as well as many of my coworkers, wondering, is this going to be the flight that somebody's going to try to do something? And you know, we've always had to be aware of that. Previously, you're always aware of stuff like that. I mean, that's part of the job. But now more than ever, you come to work and you're like, oh my God, is this going to be the day that somebody's going to do something outlandish on my flight? And I feel like this behavior is not acceptable, and it's making me upset that people think that they can come act like this out in public, because you're distracting from my real job. And my real job is the fact that I'm trying to get you from point A to point B safely. And if anything happens, I'm gonna be the one that evacuates that plane. I'm gonna be the one that's doing all that. So this side behavior of punching flight attendants and doing bizarre, rude, like very hurtful things to people that are just there trying to make an income for their family. And I show up to work. I try to make a paycheck. I try to provide for my family. Like, that is my livelihood, to be there. And the fact that it's now being disrupted by behavior that I should not see from grown adults it's upsetting. And you know, I think the thing that I'm going to talk about behind the scenes a little bit here, coming from my point of view, is all airlines are hurting right now. We're all severely understaffed. We did not see the projection of flying coming back so quickly. Like, when they had all the analysts do all the math, nobody saw this coming. So a lot of people went on leaves. They retired. So a lot of our staffing is gone. So the people that are still there, that are still trying to work as a flight attendant or as a baggage person or a ramper or a pilot or all things in the airline, we are all understaffed, from the wheelchairs to everything. And even our catering, like, our catering is not there. Like, we are missing a lot of stuff. And you know, you have to just utilize what you have to give somebody the most pleasant flight experience that you can do. And I always try to do that. I always try to bring my best foot forward. And you know, even if I don't have all the right tools to do my job, I make it work. I mean, flight attendants are innovative. We make it work. So I'm gonna make sure that even if all I've got is toilet paper on that plane, you're gonna have the best toilet paper flight you've ever had. You know, like, I'm gonna make it work for you. So we don't even have the proper tools to be doing this. And you guys, I cannot control the weather. Nobody can control the weather. Like, that is between you and your God as to whatever you think needs to happen with the weather. Like, we cannot control that. And you know, if you want to be struck by lightning while you're flying in a giant metal tube, be my guest, but we are not going to do it on my plane. Got it good? Like, That's just not gonna happen. So I am so sorry if somebody is mildly inconvenienced by the weather, but like at the end of the day, like none of us are in control of that. None of us can control the weather. So I'm sorry when these minimal situations happen where your seat doesn't recline properly, your weather happens and we're delayed, or you know, a crew is late to getting in because XYZ happened, or when there's maintenance. Because the other thing is like we're having more maintenance issues because when COVID happened, people weren't flying as much. Planes had to sit. They did not get to get worked on. We don't have the maintenance for that. We're all furloughed. Like workers are gone. So planes are sitting. So then when they're coming back, they have to have maintenance run on them. So you do have more maintenance stuff. We are having summer weather. We are having all of these things. We aren't being properly catered. But despite all of that, if you yourself cannot be mildly inconvenienced by any of these stuff, do not travel right now. Do not do any air travel. Please stay at home. On behalf of me and all my flight attendant friends and my pilots and my gate agents and anybody, please stay at home if you don't think that you can behave on a plane or in an airport, because it's just getting outrageous that we're feeling like this. And you know, like I feel bad. Like now I want to talk to my flight attendants and my airline crew, as well as just my airline personnel, my airport workers. Like, thank you. Thank you for showing up and doing the job you're doing to the best of your ability with whatever you have. Like, thank you for doing that. And thank you to all the crews that I've worked with, because you have just been fabulous. Thank you to all the passengers that have been on my flights that have just been so caring and patient and respectful and understanding. Like, that does not go unnoticed. Like, when I go back to my hotel room after having just a wonderful amount of passengers, I just sit there and be like, thank the Lord that happened. Like, thank you to each and every one of the souls and the beautiful people that I have touched in the industry, or people that just secondhand have dealt with. Like, thank you for showing up and doing your job to the best of your ability, because I know right now it is hard. Sorry, my memory card filled up, so I had to switch everything out. I'm hoping that everything that I said before stopped off at a good place, but we are understaffed, and because we are understaffed, we're being overworked. I know even from flight attendants, like they upped the amount of time that you need to time out. They upped the line averages. So we are all across the board flying and working a lot more than normal. I know that some people's management companies have asked people to volunteer to work extra shifts for free because we are hurting in our industry. And so I just want to thank you. Like, thank you for showing up, and thank you for doing the best job that you can possibly do. Like, it means a lot to me. But with that being said, you have got to take care of yourself. Like, our industry unfortunately does have a higher suicide rate, and it's not the most glamorous thing to look at, and it's not the most glamorous thing to talk about. But as a flight attendant or pilot, you do spend a lot of time alone. You spend a lot of time by yourself. You spend a lot of time having these crazy schedules. You're not getting proper rest, because especially right now, our schedules are flying like crazy. We're working 12, 13, 14-hour duty days, and we're getting minimum rest. And so when you go do that and you're not thinking properly, or you're suffering and it's hard to get help, that is the result of that. And so to all of my airline people right now, like, take care of yourself. If you need to take a day off, take a day off. If you need to take 2 days off, take 2 days off. I myself have already done this at least twice. I've taken some days off to be like, I need a break. You have to know yourself, you know your body, you know when enough is enough. And lately, enough has been enough. Like, this is just insane. And I feel bad for the crewmates that are coming on in this industry. I know a lot of airlines are going to be hiring, and I just want to say that the industry that you are coming into now is not what it was, and I don't think this is what it's going to forever be. I think eventually we are going to settle the dust and we are going to get back to where we were, but right now it is challenging. And so if you do come into this industry, I'm sorry that this is what you're walking into. I'm sorry this is some of the stuff you're going to have to deal with, because it's not the same. It's not the same, and a lot of people are leaving the industry because they recognize this is not the same and this is not what they signed up for. And it is hard. It is really freaking hard right now. And you know, I feel bad that that's going to be the experience that you're going to get initially, but no, it's going to get better. I do know it is going to get better. Eventually, we're going to get running back into the same rhythm that we were before. We're going to get our planes back to where they were. We're going to get movement. We're going to get our people back, our crew back. We're going to be back there, but right now we're not there. So when you're coming into this space, be ready for a challenge, because it is definitely a challenge. And I do know, like, a lot of people cannot do the job I do. There's no way you're going to come on and tell me that you can do the job I do even half as good as I do it. And that's coming from a place of confidence, because I know I'm a dang good flight attendant. Like, I know, like, I'm really good with people. I'm really good with my job. I just know all that. And I know my crewmates are too. I have flown with the top of the top people, and people can't do what we do. They just can't. And you know, people treat us like we're nothing, even though we're busting our butts day in and day out. And that's not to say everybody treats us like we're nothing, because again, like I said, I've had so many passengers come on and just be absolute angels, and thank you to all of you. But you are going to sometimes get treated, you are going to get tested, and you know, people are going to try it sometimes, and I just feel bad this is what you're coming into. The airline industry right now is not the same, and it's sad to say, but again, I would not give up my job for the world. Like, I love my job. I am so fortunate. Even after coming after furlough, like, furlough made me realize, like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I love my job, but I would be lying to say that we are right now where we were, because we're not. Everything has changed. And I really hope that anybody watching this that is not in the airline personnel, that you come from a better place of understanding of like what's going on and why things are the way they are right now. And to any of my airline crew that is watching this, just, I love you and I thank you and I appreciate you so freaking much. And I want you to take care of yourself. Like, just take care of yourself, because this industry is hurting and it's hard right now. And we shouldn't have to show up to work every single day and be fearful of what's gonna happen. Like, we shouldn't have to show up and be afraid of our job, or afraid of is today gonna be the day that somebody's gonna really try to do something? You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. And you know, this is coming from a place of pain. It's coming from a place of sadness, a place of anger, that enough is enough. Like, I'm tired of having to come to work and it be like this. Like, we are tired. We are tired. Like, that's just simply put, we are tired. Like, everything, like, we can't control delays and cancellations and whatever. And we should be able to come to work and have a decent day, you know? And it's just exhausting. And you know, that's just kind of my rant and my 2 cents. And again, this is all my opinion, my experience, what I've gathered from my coworkers and from just me flying in general, that it's not everybody. And again, just thank you to all of you who are just absolute angels on the flight, because it's not everybody. But unfortunately, it's just a high number of events that are happening. And every day I'm reading a new article of somebody doing something outlandish, and enough is enough. It's gotta stop. Like, this is just has to stop. Like, if you do not know how to control yourself, you do not need to be flying, point blank, period. And that's my 2 cents on it. And that's why I haven't really wanted to talk about this, because I know, like, this did get deep, this did get serious, this got emotional. I mean, this is my emotions behind what I'm saying to you. This is me being honest and transparent about what's going on and what it's like to be in the airline industry right now, what it's like to be a flight attendant right now. And it's not all peaches and roses. And you know, I'll smile and I laugh a lot off, and I always wonder about who has it worse than me. Like, who's going to go bury their friend or their parent or their loved one, or who's gonna go do something that's not vacation, who's gonna go do something that's not fun, you know? I don't have it the worst of the worst, but at the same point, like, I can't ignore my emotions and my feelings just because people have it worse than I do. Like, this is real talk, and this is real talk to any of you listening. And if you did make it all the way through this, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you can connect with me on some form or fashion. And if you can't, I understand. Like, everybody is entitled to their own opinions and their own feelings, and these are mine. So with all of that off of my chest and it's all out there, and that's kind of the deeper thing of what's going on. Like, now that that's there, I'm gonna let that live there. I'm gonna go work every day and live every day like this is my last, and like it's the best, and go in with a positive attitude like I always try to do. And I'm gonna let this just live here, and hopefully moving forward, it gets better. I think it'll get better, and I know it'll get better. It's just a matter of when. So, all right, with that being said, let's go do something more fun. Chippy sweep. Hi, Mama. Thank you for the nose kisses. Thank you. Shandy, you stressed. He hates the thunder. All right, so I think it's done thunderstorming, so I think the dogs are okay by themselves on the couch. So we're gonna go ahead and make this HelloFresh meal. I'm not the biggest quinoa fan, so I think I'm gonna eat this just like with some veggies on the side instead of with quinoa and some of the leftover dumplings from earlier.
From a hot California, I forgot how you look like it.
All right, so this was the HelloFresh meal, but instead of quinoa, we decided to do some ramen. And then this was left over from earlier at H Mart. And here's Chippy's portions. And then we also have some kimchi, as well as some ginger. This is ginger, the cucumbers, and sriracha. So I think we're gonna go ahead and dive in eating. It's starting to thunder again and the dogs are freaking out, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up, press that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.